So I wonder what's happening now. We're meeting with Lillian. I mean, I guess I felt like there's something between Lillian and Mark. Yes. And I kind of confirmed it with that little dream we had. That yes, Mark fell for her, but what's going on exactly? Are the feelings not mutual, or I don't know. But let's find out. Memories are fickle. They're not there when you need them, and they're there when you wish they weren't. Damn, it's cold. Leaning against the school's hard brick wall as the rest of the students leave for the holidays. I wonder absentmindedly about these past 2 weeks. The shadows of the bare trees against the snow takes me back. Myra had nothing to do with this. I realize that now. She may have been the trigger, but this was set in motion long, long ago. But I shouldn't complain. If this is how the story has to end, then... Hey. Lucas? Yeah, it's me. I thought you were busy this evening. I am. I just told them I'll be a half hour late. Oh. So, why are you here? I need to tie up a loose end. Is this about what you said yesterday? No. Well, it's related in a sense, but this time it's about you. I'm here to warn you. You already knew that, didn't you? Part of me did. Well, that's the part of the natural intuition, then. I've known you for a while now. We're friends. There are a lot of things that go without saying, but there are an equal number of things that need to be said. And what are you getting at? I'm saying that you might be making a mistake. Don't lie to yourself. I bite my lip. I don't know exactly what you're planning or how you're planning to do it, but if you're making an important decision, I'm obligated to make sure you do it properly. But I hate to break it to you, but you're no more capable than I am. I know that. But there's another thing that I know. You've conditioned yourself to not take the initiative. And I'm going to change that. You're gonna change that at your own peril. Fine by me. Oh, just don't say I didn't warn you. He turns around and leaves. But before he can get out of earshot, thanks. I say that word just loud enough for him to hear it. You're late. I know. I'm sorry, but I got caught up with one of my teachers and... It's alright, I was just kidding. I try to smile. It's only been 10 minutes. Relax. But... well, this counts as one of the favors I owe you, right? Fine. She takes a deep breath and slowly exhales. So, you're the one who called me here after all? All right. Shall we walk? Sure. It takes a while for me to notice that the flurries have already started to fall. It feels like magic. A heavy, condensed ball of bliss, pulling my heart into my throat. She's the same as always, but something's different. Something in the way she brushes her hair from her eyes makes her look like she's shining. All those fragments of conversations over the past year, those jigsaw memories, they all come down to this. One single walk on one single day on a snowy winter afternoon. But the silly thing with life is that every anticlimax feels like a climax when you're the hero. Hey, you remember when we first met, right? The science project? Without a moment's hesitation. Yeah, but I was thinking what happened after that. With the sky. Yeah, I remember. I dreamt about it this morning. Funny, I haven't thought about that day in ages. Of course, I have a more of a reason to remember it than you do. It's been so long, hasn't it? You used to be so shy back then. I could say the same to you. Yeah, I'd rather not think about it. Well, does it matter? We get along either way. I guess so, huh? The snow crunches beneath our feet. If you could go back, would you do it all over? Redo our first year? This year, last year, everything that happened before that. Do you think this would be any easier if you could just go back? Maybe. Even so, there's something poetic about the way the things fall into place, even if it's a mess. Like an abstract painting, you know? Beautiful chaos. Lily and I arrive at a small park in a secluded corner of the suburbs. It's a nice place, isn't it? I never knew we had a park here. It's always been here. I used to come here when I was younger. Brushing the snow off the surface, she takes a seat on a swing and clutches onto the chains. This area was a lot more populated back then, but for some reason it was always quiet on Friday evenings. I used to go after school. After school on Friday, wouldn't the place be filled with kids then? I'd take a seat beside her. You'd think so, right? But they all used to go to a bigger park down the block. That's why I like this place. It was quiet. And it was important. Yeah. I didn't have much else to do through most of my junior high after all. You've changed so much. You think? I know I'm more confident now, but... No, really. You have. Remember that time we went walking behind the school? You were scared that we'd get lost. I think I might still be scared if you were leading us. Touché. There's something sad about our laughter. The calm before the storm. Still, it was different back then. We had to prod you out of the bus stop to even come with us. I remember you promised we'd find something exciting. Huh. I might have conveniently forgotten about that. Did you, or did we end up finding anything? Of course. I don't remember taking anything home. Oh, it wasn't something you could take home. Lillian, there's something I need to tell you. You've made up your mind. 3 years ago, I swore I would never do this again. But maybe the answer has been in front of me all along. This whole drama has been for something, I know it. My memories of the sepia-stained world surge forth, and What are we confessing? Is this like a... It doesn't feel like it, but... Is this like a typical love confession? I don't know. Wait. I mean, what about Myra? Myra seems interested too, as I guess, interested in a romantic relationship. Maybe, I don't know. But then again, Mark, I feel like he said he fell for her, right? He fell for Lydian. So I don't know. Bleh? I mean, if I was given a choice to confess or don't confess, you might as well confess, I think. So, sure. I'm sure. It took me a year to realize it, but I fell for you when we met on that autumn day. I hear a pin drop somewhere in the distance. I close my eyes. You... It's just like before. Just like last time. I'll never change. But... Thank you, Mark. But this time, there's no room for regret. I'm sorry. I should be apologizing. No, Thank you. What? I said thank you. She climbs off the swing and dusts the snow off her lap. I remember that thing I wanted to tell you. The thing I was worried about. That I thought I could never admit. It turns out it was pretty simple. I just tried to make it complicated. But seeing you like this, Mark, I think you gave me the courage I needed. The words are gone. All gone. I'm sorry. Her eyes glisten as she claps her hands around mine. Her warmth seeps through them as a year's worth of memories slip away. You like him, don't you? I do. I'm not sure when I first realized it, but I really, really do. Good. Then go. I reach into my pocket and jam the bookmark into her hand. He's kept it all this time, you know. It means a lot to him. So by the time he gets home and looks over his stuff, he'll probably realize that I swiped it. Before that happens, go give it back. Thanks. I'll make it count. One by one, her footprints take her away. One more thing. Karaoke. New Year's Eve. You in? It's a deal. The silhouette that I fell in love with fades into the whiteness. A memory dies with every step she takes, buried in the snow. I arrive home in a daze only to notice a letter sticking out of the mailbox. Strange. I reach out for it and my heart stops. No postage stamp. No name. No return address. Only to Mark, handwritten in clean cursive. A sheet of paper falls out. Dear Mark, I'm sorry to have informed you like this, but I realized something today I should have realized long ago. I made a mistake. A huge mistake. A mistake that will hurt both of us. Before this can happen, I'd like to see you on the 24th of December at 9 a.m. in the place where we first met. You may decline if you would like, but if possible, I'd like to see you again. Just once. Just one more time would be enough. Once more before the end. There's a final line written on the back. P.S. I'll return the ribbon to you at the end of the day. I know how much it means to you. Well, there was nothing I could do. I stood alone on the doorstep, with the cruel, frigid wind at my back, reading and rereading the letter until I wanted to cry. Oh, it's the final day. Sepia tears. As it says, Friday, December 24th. And well, a lot happened there. We confessed to Lillian, and turns out the feeling was not mutual, it was unrequited. Or was it unrequited? Unrequited, right? That's what you say? Anyway. How tragic. But, I don't know, it's a pretty common occurrence, isn't it? You're simply, you know, sometimes the one that you're in love with just isn't into you, right? It's just not compatible. A relationship just won't form from one side, you know? Anyway. When I was a kid, I wondered how dreams work. And this was before I knew about science and religion and any of the fancy stuff. Kids think solely with intuition. I thought, back then, that dreams were mirrors. I thought they were special mirrors that showed you what your eyes couldn't see. We like to think that we understand ourselves, but there are things only visible to the outside. And as it turns out, the heart is more transparent than you think. 14 days. I could count the number one by one on my fingers until I reached 10 and cycle around, tracing the time that's passed since I first met Myra. I must have always known on some level. Lillian never acted that way around me. I tried to see it, but it was never really there. And Lucas, well, he's the one who invited her to our science project group. He's the one who says she might be his type, even if he was kidding. You could see it in the way he handed her stuff. You can always read someone's heart by looking at the way they hand out rulers and erasers and calculators. They always avoid touching fingers. Well, aren't I Captain Hindsight? I try to open my eyes, but they refuse. The sunlight wafts through my eyelids. Alright. The bookmark. I'd almost forgotten. It was from last spring. Our local bookstore held a short story contest for publicity, and Lucas wanted to help out. But being more of an artist than a writer, and not having enough story material for a cover page, he made an abstract design for a bookmark as a present. Maybe he went through a few drafts along the way and kept an extra for himself. Either way, I'm only guessing. The topic barely came up in the group. Maybe it was embarrassing for both of them, even back then. A final chuckle surfaces on my lips. Of course it was embarrassing. Of course. Things were set in motion long ago. A world frozen still. A scarlet sun that I'll never forget. She shakes her head. Sorry. But there's already someone that I like. And then she walked away. Simple as that. But come to think of it, there's a piece of the story that slipped my mind back when I was trying not to think about it. A few seconds after she passed by me, the red ribbon she wore in her hair drifted down to my hands. But I don't remember what I did with it. She must have gone looking for it and picked it up. I was too broken to care. Well, that's it. That's the whole story. That girl does look a lot like Myra. It's unlikely, but could they be? It would make sense, wouldn't it? The girl I fell for didn't know me well, but she could certainly dig up personal info if she wanted to. Maybe she's just toying with an ex-admirer's heart. No. She wouldn't lie, she wouldn't. But then, why hasn't she told me who she is? Screw it. As far as I know, Myra's connection to that memory only goes as far as the ribbon, and surely the manufacturer produced more than one. I've got a job to do today, and I'm sure as hell going to do it. Here goes. I pull open the blinds. The sun is shining, and the icy air wipes away my anxiety. It looks like the back door is propped open by a piece of wood. I check my watch. 8:58. I was waiting. Hey, I'm glad you came. Did you really think I wouldn't? Of course not. Well, should we get out of here? Sounds like a plan. You lead the way. Now this is a change of pace. I don't mind taking the lead, but I have no idea where to go. I'm not sure how to say this, but... Oh, you never been on a date before, have you? So blunt. It's alright. This is my first time too. We'll figure it out as we go along. Her smile was reassuring. Alright then. I don't know where we're going, but let's go. Gotcha. My cheeks turn red already. We arrived downtown and I realize that I don't know which direction to walk in. Oh, you're not the improv type, are you? Couldn't you tell that just by looking at me? Oh, whoops, you're right. Oh, you weren't supposed to agree. Well, I don't know. Want to go to, study with embarrassment? Oh, what was that? Moo. Hey, stop looking at me like that. This is harder than it looks. Oh, really? I thought guys always talk about clever pickup lines. Well, those are just jokes. Normal pickup lines are a million times harder. Besides, easy for you to say. You're confident around me, but you react the same way if we're talking to a guy you like. A timely car horn conceals my words, luckily. Anyway, not everyone is comfortable with the opposite sex as you are. You know, I wasn't always like this. Really? Yeah, definitely. I used to be really shy around boys. I'd always hide behind my glasses when someone tried to make eye contact. Well, this is the wrong time to be imagining her in glasses, but I can't help it. Well, I guess you've grown up then. No, not really. I think I'm only like this around you. That's... Wait, what? Because you're just so easy to tease. See? Okay, that's it. We're gonna see the most gory horror movie in the theater. You won't even be able to speak. Oh, that's what you were trying to say before? Well, I mean, it's what we're supposed to do, right? Yeah, but it's a bit too plain if you ask me. Movies are said to be the ideal date spot, but I don't get it. Aren't you supposed to actually watch the movie? I know, it's pointless, right? I mean, it's a waste of a good movie to watch it when you're not focused. Hence, it's not a good movie, or if it's not a good movie, it won't be fun. And it's not like the girl will actually fall asleep on your shoulder if it's boring. If anything, it'll just make the conversation awkward after it. I'm not sure if I want to answer this question, but why do you know all of this? So yeah, let's keep walking and see what comes up. Yeah, let's do that. So, is there anything you want to buy? Like what? I don't know. I'm asking you. Did you already buy Christmas presents for everyone? Oh, that's right. Christmas presents. You forgot, didn't you? No, I was going to go out, but then something happened, and Has anyone ever told you that you're a terrible liar? No, actually I thought I was a great liar. Sorry, but you're hilarious when you're nervous. Take my word for it, you're a terrible liar. Mark. Shouting my name isn't gonna make me believe you. Just don't try to become a spy, alright? I hate to see what happens if you get caught. Well, first of all, what makes you think I would get caught? Touché. Don't forget, I'm more fit than I look. True, but athletics can only save you if you don't get tricked. I'm not half as gullible as you. And the moment they lure you in, trap! A net falls from the ceiling and the guards surround you. Well, I could just cut the rope with my daggers and escape into the shadows. What kind of spy carries a dagger with them? A ninja spy? Wow. I really don't have a comeback for that. It's okay. I'm sure I'll say something equally incomprehensible soon. Well, that's reassuring. Ooh, look at this one. It's even shinier than the last one. Oh, even a crow wouldn't get this distracted looking at jewelry. But it's not my fault if they're shiny. I guess I should leave her be. Look! I'm looking, but all I see is shiny metal. But it's shiny. Myra points to a necklace that looks the same as every other one. Don't take this the wrong way, but do all girls act like this around jewelry? Well, most would use a wider variety of adjectives. But come on, don't any of them look pretty to you? I'm sure your aesthetic sense isn't that underdeveloped. Try as I might, all I'm seeing is a collection of stones. But if I imagine her wearing one of them... Oh boy. Thinking about something dirty? What makes you think that? Okay, fine, but it's nothing that bad. I was just imagining you wearing one of these. That's all. Oh. I didn't think you'd actually say it. Do I really seem that spineless? Yeah, you do. Sorta. That's not always true. You look cute with one of these. Hey, what's with the sudden confidence boost? That shouldn't be a bad thing. No, it's fine, it's just... never mind. She isn't the only one who's blushing. Did you want to try it on? You sure? Well, why not? Not that I can afford something like this, but... Thanks. I'll give it a try. So what do you think? Myra pulls on a simple but elegant necklace, posing like a model. Maybe this one will be better. This time she tries a less formal design. I know we agreed not to talk about price, but the more I look at it, the more it hurts me to know that in a few moments, or a few minutes, you won't be wearing it anymore. Because you look so happy trying it on, I don't wanna... Thanks. She stops me from stuttering. Well, for what it's worth, it really does look good on you. She does a little twirl in place. I like it. My mom has a similar one stored away. She says she wore it a lot in college. It's subtle, but it looks good. You know, in a non-elegant sort of way. Kind of stylishly plain, with an air of childishness. Sounded better in my head. I think I know what you're trying to say. Good, because I barely know what I was trying to say. I know what I meant it, though. I know that I meant it, though. It's fancy, but not too fancy. It has a feminine appeal that suits you. You think I have a feminine appeal? No, not that. I reply automatically. I mean the necklace is feminine, and... So you don't think I have a feminine appeal? No, it's not that either, but... Gotcha. Let's go. In a hurried and ineffective attempt to escape my embarrassment, I grab her hand and pull her outside. Just where do you plan on going, Mr. Stylishly Plain? Somewhere where I won't have to suffer this kind of abuse. Sorry about all that. Don't worry about it. I'm the one who should be apologizing. I wish I could have bought it for you, but... forget it. Window shopping is a better date activity than regular shopping anyway. She's interrupted by a growl of a stomach. Hers, to be precise. I wonder what that could mean. Well, I think it was a train. Okay, fine, you win. Can we eat? Only if you really want to. Especially since it sounds like you can't wait any longer. I guess she can't argue when she knows I'm paying. Time flew by quickly after that. I tried not to think too hard about what that meant, what we were being led toward, but I failed. Obviously. I'm tired. We've been on our feet for most of the day. I want to go somewhere to rest. Yeah, I think so. Well, there's a nice city park somewhere around here. Come on, let's go sit down. It's a nice evening. You're right. We sit side by side on a freezing cold bench, the sunset poking at my peripheral vision. Just randomly can't say words. The air is heavy, heavier even than in my dreams. Myra's hand rests on the bench an inch from mine. Her fingers twitch from time to time, but they don't reach out. Neither do mine. Well, there's no turning back from here, is there? There was no turning back from the moment we met. Well, either way, it's certainly too late now. I pause before every sentence. I have to push the words out. Memories don't vanish, you know? They fade, but they don't vanish. They're a weight. They aren't always a weight. I know, they're not all bad. But you can't get rid of them. Good or bad, they end up in the same place. What do you think it happens when you take a good memory of someone and turn it into something bad? What do you think is going to be left over? I'm sorry to have dragged you into this, Mark. It's not your fault. You can't even begin to imagine. I glanced sideways at her, sun in her hair. You remember, right? You remember when I asked you to stay with me until you regain your memories? Yeah. She smiles vaguely at the distance. I hadn't thought of what that would entail. I hadn't thought of anything. I'm sorry. I've been so selfish. I shouldn't have made you think about her. No, don't say that. How can I not say that? I didn't tell you anything. I dragged you around, played with your head. You put up with me even though I'm like a stranger to you. Well, you call yourself a stranger. I hate to see what you call my classmates. What? I mean, you can't just decide by yourself that your actions were selfish. There are two parts of that judgment, right? If the person you were being selfish toward doesn't think you were being selfish, then... But... what I mean is... You're not a stranger to me. That isn't your decision to make. Don't call yourself a stranger. You're not kidding? Of course not. Come on. Do you really think I'd be here if I didn't care about you? I woke up at 8 a.m. 8 a.m.? That's... Redness surges through Myra's cheeks. You're important to me, so it goes without saying that it would hurt me if you left. I'm sorry. You don't have to. I'm sorry. She hides behind her hands. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. All I wanted was something simple. Something simple. Something so simple, but Her hair covers her face, and I feel a faint trembling through the air. You're being too hard on yourself. I told you. You didn't hurt me. But... No buts. It doesn't matter. I made a mistake, Mark. I told you, it's not alright. Her trembling body comes to a halt. You're a good person, just like I remember. You're a good person, but Tell me then. Tell me why you came here. I just wanted to see if my scars were gone. A sharp wind whistles through the empty park. And did you find your answer? Yeah. Yeah, I think I did. It's cold. Her hand is cold in mine, but it'll warm in time. Oh, it's getting dark. Clouds are beginning to gather behind the sun's trail. Oh, looks like we're in for a white Christmas. No, you're right. It'll be midnight soon. Let's go. It's the night of the 24th. People must be all over the city square by now. Are you implying what I think you're implying? I'm implying that I'm going to hate myself if we don't do this properly. You're not the only one. She grabs my hand and follows along. Oh, it's beautiful. There's something odd about going on a date with an inevitable tragedy hanging above you. Every time I catch my breath, I feel a sinking in my chest as I remember that this isn't just another day. The trick, I realized, is not to give yourself time to catch your breath. You've never been here before? Only a couple times during the day. I was always home with my parents on Christmas Eve. Well, it probably wouldn't surprise you to know this is my first time too. Well, that's a little comforting. It sure is crowded, isn't it? I think it's a good kind of crowded. It's hard to imagine that I've been missing out on this for my entire life. Well, it's not too late for us to start. Your hand is warm. Actually, your hand is cold. You really aren't built for winter, are you? Oh, that was a poorly timed joke. Truth be told, the softness of her fingers and the warmth of her palm is enough to drive away the December wind, but I don't think I can say that out loud. Well, I figured you'd know what I meant anyway. Good point. Sorry to have dragged you out like this. It would have been better if we had met in the middle of summer, huh? It's fine. I wasn't kidding when I said your hand was warm. Really? Really? Try it sometime. I think you're just saying that because your hands are freezing. Well, excuse me for not bringing gloves. Besides, if we met in the summer, it wouldn't be snowing like this. Well, now that you mention it. The snow drifts down. How timely. I used to love the winter back when I lived here. And I take it you still do? Of course. The tiny white droplets gather on her hair, endearingly messy. Do you want to go skating? Huh? Well, I suppose we could, but... Don't tell me. No, I definitely know how to skate, I just... Liar. Fine. You win. I can teach you if you want. Would you really? Sure. It'll take more than one night to learn, but I'm sure you'll get the basics down after a few falls. You mean I still have to fall? Too late. I've already decided. Wah. It's been a while since I've gone skating. The wind in your hair, the ice gliding beneath your feet. I've been completely removed from the equation. Slow down. If I slow down anymore, If I slow down anymore, that earthworm by the bench might beat us. There weren't any earthworms in the winter. Careful, shout too much and you might fall. I remember when I first learned how to skate. It was horrible. Hey, you almost pulled me down as well. Oh, that's a small price to pay if I don't have to fall. I pushed my skates back with just enough force to propel us forward. Don't move without warning me first. Because clearly you're in a position to give orders. I love this feeling. You know, you're really not gonna learn anything if we keep going at this speed. This is fast enough, thank you. This time, I grab onto Myra's arm before she falls, almost losing my balance in the process. Just take it slow at first, you'll get used to it. That's what I'm trying to do, but you keep speeding up. Well, this isn't what a legally sane person would call fast. Looking at the ice, I begin to wonder if we're not just standing still and deluding ourselves into thinking we're moving. When I said take it slow, I meant in relation to a normal skating speed. Well, first, I need to figure out how to stand on these things. Why are skates so thin? Myra stops, attempts to realign her center of balance, and starts gliding again. Slowly. Very slowly. Whose great idea was this anyway? Humans weren't meant to travel on thin little slivers of metal. Okay, let's take a deep breath and start from the beginning. First, stand still. Okay, I think I can do this. What next? Now, stand there for a few more seconds. That was a deadly glare. Maybe this isn't the best time for sarcasm. Okay, you can stop standing there. Now try moving. Slowly. It's working. Good, just try to keep your balance and don't speed up. I'll be right here if you need me. This isn't bad. Well, that looked painful. What happened to being there if I need you? I may have been engaging in some form of mental narration and lost track of time. Anyway, that wasn't bad. You made it a lot farther than last time. Alright, wanna try again? I'll stay with you this time. If you don't, you're gonna regret it. Okay, I'll start first. Slowly. Slowly but surely. This might be a big step for you, but do you want to try turning? Oh, one direction is more than enough for now. I see. Well, having said that, if you look straight ahead, you'll see that you don't have much of a choice. Huh? I rush in front and pull her away from the wall. Or at least I try to, until the sudden movement makes me lose balance. Ow! Don't ow me, you grabbed me as you were falling. Okay, fine, I won't deny that. Although I would if I could. You're lucky I'm too numb from the wind to feel anything. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. We struggle for a few seconds to help each other up. You know, I think I have a better idea. A pair of arms wrap themselves around mine. Guide me. What? I said guide me. I heard you, but isn't it more fun this way? I suppose that's one solution. I thought the world lied about love, but maybe it didn't. This is supposed to be an illusion. This is supposed to be a fabrication of Hollywood and cheap romance novels. But for a fabrication, it feels peculiarly real. The hell's a storybook romance anyway? Do I care? If it exists at all, if it's what's in front of me. It's almost time. I should check my watch, but I can't. If I do, I'll wake up and the dream will end. Mark. I know. A buzz of excitement wafts through the crowd. It won't be long before the clock strikes 12. Well, I don't regret a single thing. I wish I could agree. Don't lie. Today has been perfect. It has, but a warmth still lingers on my arm. I can't forget it. I won't forget it. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. I'm sorry. I forgive you. I hurt you. No, you didn't. I tried to hurt you. Well, I don't care. I'm going to end up hurting you. The frozen air in my lungs feels like the end of a breath's mint lifespan. The first exhale that isn't accompanied by the exhilarating burst of cold. I love you. No, you don't. I don't care. Don't lie to me. Or don't lie to yourself. This isn't like you, Mark. You said we worked together to find my lost memories. That was a lie. You promised to find me no matter where I go. You said it's what you do best. I did, didn't I? A rueful chuckle punctuates her breast. You have to stop running away. I can't. You'll keep on hurting yourself. That's what I should be telling you. I stop in my tracks. Myra glides in front of me. It's been 3 years, you know. 3 years. And we're still the same. The snow pauses in the air, and the midnight bell sounds in the distance. Merry Christmas, Mark. You're my first love. A soft sensation brushes across my lips in an instant that lasts a lifetime. It's both warm and cold, and tastes vaguely of melting snow. I'll miss you. My legs refuse to move. She's gone before I realize it, lost in a sea of faces. A sepia world consumes my vision. I'm on the roof of the school, drowning in the sunset's thick light. Everywhere I look, the world is heavy, bittersweet, surreal. There she stands, the person who mattered most to me. With the sun on her back, she faces me, a mere silhouette in my memory. Her hair blows softly to the side in the breeze that I can't feel. Her signature ribbons, endearing as ever, trail along with it. No. I open my eyes. It's dark. The streetlights are still on. The downtown partygoers make it feel as if nothing has changed, but the most important thing is missing. She's gone. She disappeared, just like she promised. No. No, no, no. This isn't the end. Think. God damn it, just think. I can do this. I can figure this out. Okay. Myra vanished approximately 50 minutes ago. We're in a crowded place of easy access to public transit. I'll face the truth. If she wanted to escape, she'll be gone by now, and I'll never find her again. Therefore, if I do find her again, it'll be because she wants me to. Maybe she's waiting. Why did Myra meet me in the first place? We met because she knew me somehow. Was the school roof coincidentally chosen as our first meeting place? Or was she referring to what happened 3 years ago? Her parting words implied that she knew what happened, but I don't know what to make of it. Myra could be the girl from 3 years ago. It would make sense in a way. If she was lying all along, she could simply be here to toy with me. Of course, I know that's not true, but if it is, well, it's clear that she feels guilty about something. Did she come back from the past to toy with me and ended up falling for me instead? It's unlikely. It's incredibly unlikely, but it's the only way I can explain her tears. She might not have had bad intentions either. Maybe she was just curious. Maybe she wanted to see where I ended up after she unintentionally broke my heart. Wait, let's not get carried away. What I needed here is tangible evidence. In retrospect, clues were scattered everywhere. Even assuming that she was putting on an act when we first met, it looks like she even couldn't build a perfect wall. There's the pocket watch for one. It shouldn't mean much, but she has a regular wristwatch somewhere. But where would she even obtain a thing like that? And how much would it cost? And then there's her father's library, with tear-stained eyes when she told me about Leonard Kinsey. Even back then, it was easy to put the pieces together. Myra is from a wealthy family, and Kinsey is a close relative to her. She knows her way around the city because she grew up here. On top of that, she knows which schools I've attended and the details of what happened 3 years ago. Ultimately, I don't need to figure out who she is, I need to figure out where she is. This isn't so hard after all. There are really only 2 places she could expect me to search. The roof of the school and the hilltop with the cherry tree. The roof would make sense. It's cyclical. The place where we first met is the place where she wants us to part. Not to mention it invariably brings back memories from 3 years ago. Whatever her role in that story was, maybe the rooftop means something to her too. But I can't forget about the hill either. That was the first day we spent together. The first time I saw what she was really like beneath the facade she tried to put up. Wouldn't it be significant to her too? Wouldn't she want to visit before she leaves? Especially if she used to go there as a child? Kinsey's hilltop isn't too far from here, but it's only a bit of a detour. The school is a long way off by public transit. It's possible to go to the hill and head back to the school, but if Myra's in a rush, I wouldn't be able to catch up if my guess is wrong. I'll have to pick one. Slowly, carefully, what would Myra want? Alright. I'm only going to find her if she wants me to. And there can be only one place that means more to her than anywhere else. And here's another choice. Actually, I don't know. There's been so much going on, I still kinda don't get it. Was she the girl that we confessed to and then got rejected, and now she's back? But then she left? Because actually I don't know what happened. Do we have like lapses of memory? Some sort of weird amnesia like episode? I don't know. And I guess we're trying to figure out where do we go now? Where do we go? I don't know. We've went to the rooftops many times, but maybe we go to the hill this time, I think? I don't know. Where we were when he overlooked the city. And, maybe we should make new memories, I think. Because we have the memory of her on the rooftop, right? But maybe we should let go of that past and see her as we do now, right? The memory of her now and the memory we've made of her is the one where we're at the hill, I think. So maybe we should go to the hill. I think I'm gonna do that. That's my choice. And well, I might be completely wrong. But let's see. I've got it. She'll be at the hill. I grit my teeth and sprint through the snowy city. I made it. I collapse in the snow with the hill looming before me. Just a little bit more. A few more steps. A few more frosted breaths. I place my hand on the edge of the hill, digging into the snow. It'll only take a bit more energy to pull myself up. The moment I peek above this hill, it'll be over. What'd I do if she isn't there? She was crying. She was crying, damn it! Isn't that all that matters? I tense my fingers against the frozen ground. I find a solid rock to push on and with my body posed, I climb the last yard. Hey. You came. Well, I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't. But why here? Oh, isn't that what I should be asking you? Stop. What? I ran away for a reason. We can't be together. What right do you have to decide that? I told you. I was lying from the beginning. Shut up. The fleeting snow on Myra's hair drops a lit match in my stomach, and everything goes ablaze. I love you. Now stop talking. I step toward her and she steps back. Wait, you don't understand. It isn't that easy. It isn't that simple. We're not fit for each other, and that'll never change. It didn't work back then, and sure as hell won't work now. Never? You kidding me? Not in the least. I try to respond, but her expression stops me. Mark, it's over. I screwed up, and we'll never be able to be together after what happened. Goodbye. Wait. I shout at her, but her figure vanishes down a hidden path at the back of the hill. I run after her, but the results don't surprise me. All that's left are footprints in the snow. I collapse. Oh, that's right. I caught a glimpse of something while I was chasing after her. Something inside of me cracks. No. 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 No, 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 no. No. This isn't over. I made the right decision. I found her. I read her heart. I was an inch from success, but the cycle continues. Which means as long as I persist, I can try again. Over and over and over and over. Even if it kills me. Even if it turns me into a dry, soulless husk. Another decision? Well, I mean, if I was given a choice of either giving up or trying again, to be honest, I stand up. I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll stab myself again and again and again. If it's for her, I'll shatter my heart as many times as it takes.